Alright everybody, this is Sith Lord Fluffy coming to you again for another Marvel Strike Force video. Today we're going to be doing some basic blitzing and technique for early to mid game players. In the blitz, the first run, I usually start with all of my teams and just climb the ladder as high as I can go. I can usually make it to 8.3 without any issues. I, however, do not have the teams to maintain wins constantly at 8.3. I have majority of my teams are between 100 and 300k power. So what I generally do is I keep them listed in my save squads by power. Obviously, my defenders are my strongest team by power, but they are not my strongest team. There's X-Men, Guardians, Shield, Marauders, Brotherhood 2.0. This team is a generic Shield team. Mercenaries, part of a Black Order because I don't have the other two Black Order members. Asgardians, AIM, Sinister Six, Spiders, power armor, and as you can see, my power levels are not that high for the majority of my teams. Now, these teams I have down here, my Kree team is not that strong, which is why I have them lower. And once you get down to where my hand team is, these teams that are here below it are the teams that I use to drop tiers with. So when I do a rotation, usually what I do is I start with my lowest team, which is my hand team, and I'll start at I'm at tier 3, and I will just go through and battle. I will try to make it as quick as possible, so I'm not stuck blitzing all day long. And in doing that, it's basically usually best just to hit auto. You're going to have to figure out what works for your teams, as well as in terms of if you need to drop down to tier 2, if you can drop to tier 5. You're gonna have to figure out what works for your roster. Once we get in here, we can get started. So we made it in. We just hit auto. We let it run. It doesn't take long for these battles to go through. Usually they take less than a minute. Sometimes they take a couple minutes, depends on the teams. So, but they'll run through all their specials, all their ultimates. They'll run through their basic moves. Thankfully, the AI is not completely horrible in Marvel Strike Force. The AI is not great by any means, but it gets the job done for the most part, especially if you have a team that's got higher power than whatever it is you're fighting. So there you go with that first battle, and basically you just keep going. It's really not a difficult process, and that keeps you at the most points you can get for what your roster is capable of doing. I generally average between 6 and 7 million points for a 3-day blitz. It depends on how many rotations I'm actually able to run with my schedule. Sometimes I am short of that because I couldn't run as many rotations. Sometimes I have a little bit more than that because I'm able to run more rotations. So it's really going to depend on what you are capable of doing with your roster and what you are capable of doing with time. So anyway, I hope this video helps you guys out, and leave me a comment like, subscribe so you don't miss anything. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.